Earthquakes happen on a daily basis around the world. Some are barely felt, but others are catastrophic in nature, like the 7.0 earthquake that destroyed Haiti in 2010, or the 9.0 earthquake that caused a devastating tsunami that hit Japan in 2011. We also have to contend with terrorist attacks, such as what happened on 9/11. Based on multiple forecast models, an earthquake of significant magnitude will hit somewhere in the United States at some point in time. Luckily, we have a network of trained first responders in place to react to such events. One of the most valuable components to our first responder teams are the highly trained disaster search dogs. We have about 200 dogs in the nation that are specifically trained to sniff out the living that are buried under rubble or debris. Daisy is one of these dogs. Daisy and her handler Steve train every week and are ready to go at a moment's notice.
Mom, it's not that bad.
No, Lucy. That's final. I don't like you hanging around in a place like this. It's a dump. Why do you even want to go there in the first place?
'Cause it's cool. All my friends go there. It'll only be for a few hours.
Listen, I'll be a responsible mother if I let my 13-year-old daughter hang around in a place like this unsupervised. No.
I'll be 14 next month. Let me go.
No, baby. Just go to school, Lucy.
Fine.
Hey! Not a good morning?
I had a fight with my mom. She doesn't want me to hang out with you anymore.
So... whatever. Let's go.
In other news, a 7.9 earthquake shook the West Coast early this morning. With 23 confirmed dead, communities are turning to their local search and rescue teams to find survivors.
Did you call 911?
Yes!
What happened?
My friend and I, we were out here, and I think, when the earthquake hit, I think she's trapped under the rubble.
Your friend's inside there? Okay. Do you know where exactly she is?
No.
No? Okay.
Are you okay? Yeah.
Firecom, Engine 1 is at scene of a single-story, single-family residential wood frame construction with major structural damage and a partial collapse in the Alpha Bravo corner. We have a confirmed trapped victim. Let's go ahead and dispatch a search and rescue dog.
Oh man.
You must be Steve.
I'm Steve. Yeah, the earthquake tunneled the road and I had to just run the last mile with the dog, so I'm a little out of breath.
All right.
But
Well,
what do you got going here?
We had a report from a young lady that her friend is trapped inside, probably in the Alpha Bravo corner of this building. I'm guessing from where the collapse is. So that's where I'd recommend starting your search. Okay.
All right, great. In case you've never worked with a search dog before, how Daisy works is she'll catch live human scent, follow it up as close as she can get, and then at that point she'll bark her little head off.
Okay.
So I'll flag it, and then we either get another search dog in to confirm, or technical search, or we can just start delayering.
All right.
Will that work?
That'll work. Let us know what you need.
Okay, I'll get geared up and get Daisy and we'll get started. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good girl, Daisy. We got it. We got him. You got her, Daisy, and she's alive. Good girl.
All right, guys. 1, 2, 3. All right, Lucy, we got you now.
My mom's gonna kill me.
Hello?
Ma'am, this is Steve from the search and rescue team.
Yes.
Well, good news. We found your daughter, and she's alive.
Thank you so much.
We'll be transporting her to the general hospital, and you can see her there probably in about half an hour.
Yes, I'm on my way. Thank you.
Here in the studio, we have with us the president of Monterey Bay Search Dogs and member of California's Team Task Force 3, Steve Hilts. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you for having me.
Steve, tell us about how you became involved with search and rescue.
Well, it all started around 9/11. I was transfixed watching the images about the World Trade Center and everything, and I wasn't sure if that was the beginning of a wave of terror going across the United States. Would the next maybe target be San Francisco, or was it an isolated incident? And I was so blessed in my life, I thought, I want to be part of the solution. So I was captured by the pictures of the handlers and the search dogs. So I hopped on the internet and researched that and saw a group called Monterey Bay Search Dogs that was local here. So I contacted Chantal Rose, the local representative, and went up and trained with her one day. And they were working with a little bitty puppy, and it was its first training exercise, a little bitty Labrador. And we basically had the dog come to us and reward it with bits of food. And after that, I was hooked. So every weekend I would go out with the group, and I would be a professional victim and hide for the dogs, and they would find me, and I would reward them with a toy or some food. And I really enjoyed it. And that was just one piece of the entry into the search and rescue world. But as far as being a dog handler, I really enjoyed it and liked it. So I volunteered for 2 months, and then after that, I basically went to my wife and said, hey, I'd like to get a search dog and try to train it. What do you think? Because it's a huge commitment for not only me, but you also. And she was nice enough to say, yeah, let's go for it. So we researched litters and eventually found one locally in Hollister, got a dog, and brought it into our lives. It was about 8 weeks old when we first got it. Since the little dog, Elvia was nice enough to let me get the dog, I said, okay, you can name it. And she said, oh, it's little, it's yellow. I'll call it Daisy. And I thought, yeah, a rough and tough search dog called Daisy. But hey, if it let me get a dog, I rolled with it. So we called it Daisy.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the training process and how long it takes to become a search and rescue dog.
Basically, we would train every weekend with Monterey Bay Search Dogs, and Daisy and I would be taught skills. They would train me to train her, and it was all a game. We call it training. Basically, from a dog's point of view, it's play, and you get a reward with food or toys. Since Daisy wasn't too fond of toys, we used little pieces of hot dog. And I was so naive in those days. It was chopped up pieces of hot dog, and they would let me borrow their stash to reward Daisy. I thought it was some special treat. So I went to Petco and said, hey, do you have a treat called hot dog? And they looked at me, no, I'm sorry, we don't. And then I went back and realized at home, oh, it's regular human hot dog cut up. So they had their job cut out training me to train her. But over the years, we would basically train every weekend, and then they would give me my homework assignment, and then at home, I would work with Daisy on the skills they wanted me to do with her. And then we'd meet the next weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, and we would go over those skills to make sure we could replicate them, not only at home, but out in other areas. And that's how I trained Daisy.
And how long have you guys been working together?
We have been, it's been 10 years now, but she became certified after 2 years for a disaster search dog by FEMA. We had to take a big test. Couple big tests, actually, and we're one of 200 dogs in the nation certified for disaster through FEMA, and there's only maybe a handful in this area, but 200 dogs nationwide, so it's not a great amount of dogs that can do what she can do. So she's the SEAL Team 6 of the search dogs nationwide.
So you work with FEMA, and are there any other groups?
Yes, we work with California Task Force 3 out of Menlo Park, which is a FEMA Homeland Security group. And then also naturally we're continuing our training with Monterey Bay Search Dogs and helping a lot of the new handlers come along. And then we're also locally part of the Monterey County search and rescue team. So we get called out every now and then with them for finding people in the woods and that type of thing.
And on average, about how long does a search and rescue dog's career last?
It depends on the dog. The larger dogs have a shorter lifespan, so they tend to finish their careers a little earlier than some of the others. Daisy's 10 years old, so she's approaching the twilight of the end of her career. So at any point, when it becomes not fun for her, then that'll be it. And she'll assume full pet time duties at home, goofing around and just hiking and having that type of fun.
Will you continue your work with search and rescue after that?
I don't know. My wife, we've made such a commitment to search and rescue, and she's sacrificed so much over the years that we might just pull out of it altogether, or I might continue just as a search team manager perhaps for the FEMA group, and or maybe just a what they call a ground pounder, a searcher for the local sheriff's unit. But that's to be determined when that time comes, when Daisy retires.
So she's been working for 10 years. You've had some amazing experiences, and you've written a book about those experiences. Can you tell us a little bit about what motivated you to do that?
I wanted to honor Daisy and of her life that she's given me. And just kind of let people know about the search dogs and what they can do.
And what will the title of the book be?
Tentatively titled Daisy, Destined to be a Search Dog.
Fantastic. And when can we expect to see that on a bookshelf?
Probably in the very near future.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Steve.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.